nowadays, man, we like motivation, man. I'm here to give it back, man. At the end of the day, man, you can do what you want to do, but you got to learn to be great. I'm tired of people out here playing in the game, man. You're taking up space and opportunity. So I'm here to get this real game back to y'all. If you don't like it, get out the way, man. Because we're on a whole new era, man. And we ain't gonna be stopped. Real spill. Let's get it.
It's the Plot Podcast. Fuck you, man. You already know what's going on, nigga. CrossFit. Oh shit. Hop up in the mosh pit. Represent the truth. And you know we finna talk shit. I play black and slow, but not slow and black. If you try to run some game, that shit will not last. Very woke and dope without the nonsense. Mine is very me, I'm in my conscience. Disregard the hate inside the comments. Plug your heart and make you start to form it. This the vibe that everybody wanted. I said, this the vibe that everybody wanted. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Don't you try to start my job. Yeah, we finna get this bill. Only real ones in my squad. Alabama where I'm posted. Mad cause you ain't got motion. Niggas softer than lotion. My drip wetter than the ocean. Alabama where I'm posted. Mad cause you ain't got motion. Niggas softer than lotion. My drip wetter than the ocean. Like, comment, and subscribe. Down with Cross, we finna ride. Niggas talking shit, but we gon' thrive. Got the viewers running up another live. Can you hear me though? Hey, 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 yeah. Hey, 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 yeah. Hey, 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 yeah. Hey, I'm out of CrossFit, oh shit. Hop up in the mosh pit, represent the truth, and you know we finna talk shit. I play black and slow, but not slow and black. If you try to run some game, that shit will not last. Very woke and dope without the nonsense. Mine is very me, I'm in my conscience. Disregard the hate inside the comments. Plug your heart and make you start to form it. This the vibe that everybody wanted. I said, this the vibe that everybody wanted. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Don't you try to start my job. Yeah, we finna get this bill. Only real ones. It's the Plot Podcast. K, what you gotta say to these niggas? Yeah, real shit, real life. Here we go. Hey, hey, I feel like Cross. I'm a motherfucking boss. I got the drip, and you know I got the sauce. I tell these fuck ass niggas get lost. Coming through your chimney like I'm goddamn Santa Claus. Hey, 2023, and you know I rock my chain. Nigga, boy, I'm grown, I ain't tryna play no games. Doing what we want, and we doing what we claim. It's crazy how they pussy niggas selling out for fame. Like, look at my neck, look at my worth. I'ma shine so hard, make it hurt, nigga. Been the way that I am since birth, nigga. Tabernacle in the stream with a church, nigga. I'm chosen, I'm chosen. I be in front of the camera posing. You see that choker on my neck and it's frozen. Hey, 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 yeah, I'm chosen. I am not stressed. I passed the test. Look at my name. Look at my team. You know we gon' win. You know we gon' win. Until the end. You know what I get, Stone C, like my name is Smith. Niggas talking, but I know he ain't shit. Niggas talking, but I know he ain't shit. Run up on me, I'ma make you do flips. Do a bad flip. Niggas they cap like an actress. I don't fuck with niggas doing magic. Pull up on your mama and it's tragic. Damn. Woo, woo, hey, hey, woo, 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 hey, 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 yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, you can buy a watch, but you can't buy time. Every day I wake up, I'm on my grind. All that bullshit ain't on my mind. Don't need your help, my nigga, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm real. Yeah. Riding in my whip and I be changing the lane. Got my OGs saying I be staying in their brain. Cause I'm going so dumb and I hopped in the game. Everything that I got came from excessive pain. Yeah. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm a Cross and you know we going live. Got Kane on my right, he by my side. Keep it square and shit, you know that's how we go.
Salute, y'all. Welcome to the Plug Podcast by Cross Your Heart, man. We got another one, great bill today. We about to get into it, man. Salute to everybody coming in, rocking with your boys, showing love. Salute everybody coming up in here. We back at it like crack addicts. Hey, man, y'all back once again, man. And welcome to Cross Your Heart, man, the plug. You know what I'm saying? So this one I want to talk about, this is coming out of Ohio, right? This is the first black automobile owner and maker in the 1900s. So I just wanted to bring light on it. So to let y'all know who we talking about here, right? So this guy right here is Frederick Douglass Patterson. Now, Frederick Douglass Patterson was also the one that was actually back in those days was in competition with Ford. A lot of people don't know that. And what he was known for, I'll tell y'all, Frederick Douglass Patterson was the first African-American to build motorized cars. His father, Charles Rich Patterson, a former enslaved person, created C.R. Patterson and Sons Company, located in Greenfield, Ohio. Beginning in 1865, the company built fashionable carriages. Salute, Slugger. Salute to you. I see you in the building. Salute, King, Miss BTV, everybody that's coming in here rocking with us, man. I appreciate you. Everybody coming here showing love, rocking with your boy. Like I said, this is about Frederick Douglass Patterson, which is C.R. Patterson and Sons. So that being said, let's black out, hit that like button, and then we're going to run it, and let's get into some bill. Appreciate everybody showing me love.
As being a noteworthy first. While a student at Ohio State University, he became the first African-American to play on the school's football team. After college, he returned to Greenfield, Ohio in the late 1800s and joined his father in the family-owned horse-drawn carriage business, which later became C.R. Patterson and Sons. When his father died in 1910, Mr. Patterson took over the business. An astute entrepreneur, he recognized that the new horseless carriages presented his company with a golden chance to expand. Seizing this opportunity, he converted his company in the early 1900s from producing horse-drawn carriages to manufacturing automobiles and made 150 cars. In 1915, he became known for his Greenfield Patterson automobile that he produced in two styles, each costing about $850. Those two styles competed with the popular Model T being manufactured by Henry Ford. Mr. Patterson's business became so profitable that he made an even larger expansion and shifted to making buses and trucks. With his eye on the future, he created a steady customer base by building strong relationships with numerous school districts.
Salute to the people coming in here in the chat. Again, we're going to break this down. That he was the first to go to Ohio State, first black man to play football there. You know what I'm saying? In the 1900s. His dad also. 122 people in here. Salute. Okay. It's getting his people coming in here. I appreciate that. Balls, salute. Yeah, we just sitting here. I'm breaking it down. We're talking about, again, the first black automobile owner and maker in the 1900s. His name was, his dad started C.R. Patterson and Sons, but he carried on the tradition doing the first motorized carriage. So he actually was in more competition. What he did was he was the rival, which is so crazy. He was basically Tom Ford's rival. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. He was born out of D.C., but he ended up moving with his dad, as far as being enslaved. And then he ended up going to Ohio. Like I said, he played ball in Ohio. And then he also, he helped school buses and stuff. And this is stuff that, like I said again, I didn't know that. Y'all might know that. Maybe y'all could tell me something. 121 people in the building. Hit that like button. Please hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to know that y'all even know that. And this was from 1871 to 1932. And he was an and he was an American entrepreneur known for running the family business. You know what I'm saying? He created Patterson-Greenfield Automotive. And y'all get a chance, y'all can look that up. You know what I'm saying? And because again, this is deep heritage. And then we're gonna keep building off this, but we'll go into deep into stuff. But again, salute to everybody coming in. I appreciate everybody rocking with your boy. Like I said again, this is just to shine awareness and lights on stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because this is something I did not know. So salute to everybody coming in the building.
D. Patterson was the first African American to own and operate a car manufacturing business. Not new for Mr. Patterson was being a noteworthy first. While a student at Ohio State University, he became the first African American to play on the school's football team. After college, he returned to Greenfield, Ohio in the late 1800s and joined his father in the family-owned horse-drawn carriage business, which later became C.R. Patterson and Sons. When his father died in 1910, Mr. Patterson took over the business. An astute entrepreneur, he recognized the new horseless carriages presented his company with a golden chance to expand. Seizing this opportunity, he converted his company in the early 1900s from producing horse-drawn carriages to manufacturing automobiles and made 150 cars. In 1915, he became known for his Greenfield Patterson automobile that he produced in two styles, each costing about $850. Those two styles competed with the popular Model T being manufactured by Henry Ford. Mr. Patterson's business became so profitable that he made an even larger expansion and making buses and trucks. With his eye on the future, he created a steady customer base by building strong relations with numerous school districts.
Well, there you have it, man. Like I said, man, I was telling y'all earlier about a lot of the stuff. And Born, salute to you coming in here. Born, y'all check him out, man. Check Born's channel out, man. He bring the content, bring awareness as well. So yeah, y'all check him out. So this one right here, man, this one's kind of crazy. And I'm gonna kind of go back to earlier and I'm gonna mix the two, right? Because I did Eunice Carter. And I really wanted to do those two together, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. We're going to go back. And Born, I didn't know if you knew this, who Eunice Carter was. You being out there and you Mecca, and then also you Miss BTV about Eunice Carter. A lot of people don't know Eunice Carter was the one that took down, also Lucky Luciano. You know what I'm saying? Because Luciano was up on racketeering charges. But what happened was it was the sex charge. It was the sex charges that got him convicted. So a lot of people don't know that, which got him 30 years, but then he did 11 and he went back over, cross seas. Yeah, so I'm going to pull this up. Give me 1 second, guys. Let's pull that up. 118 people in, hit that like button.
Was a real godfather, a gangster who helped organize the 5 families of organized crime into a syndicate. He was a tough guy, but Eunice Carter was tougher. Born in Atlanta in 1899, her family moved to New York after the 1906 race riots. She studied social work at Smith College, earning a bachelor's and master's degree in social work, before becoming the first Black woman to earn a law degree from Fordham University. New York City Mayor Fiorella LaGuardia selected her as a prosecutor for the so-called Women's Court, prosecuting cases involving sex trafficking. She noticed that many women had the same lawyers and bail bondsmen, people connected to Lucky Luciano. As New York DA Thomas Dewey cracked down on organized crime, Carter built the case against Luciano by establishing that Luciano profited from sex trafficking by receiving kickbacks from these lawyers. It was difficult at the time to connect mob bosses to their criminal activities, but Carter succeeded in having Luciano convicted for racketeering. Luciano was sentenced to 30 years and served 11 before deportation to Italy. Miss Carter, however, continued law practice and community involvement, including the Pan-African Congress and the United Nations, until her death in 1970.
Salute, King. Wanted to bring some awareness and stuff like that. I didn't know if you knew that. A lot of people didn't know that. A lot of people know that Luciano, he was this big bad guy, but not to Eunice Carter. Eunice Carter took him on, and she was able to talk to them women and found out. She said, "What's going on? How is all these prostitutes, these underage girls and shit, are getting out by these lawyers and these judges?" Come to find out that Lucky Luciano was doing that. That's why a lot of people don't know. That's one reason why he got the 30 years. He honestly, he was an old school Epstein.
Yeah, but see, Lucky Luciano also, you understand too. He got out because he helped them with the war.
Right.
So they let him out. They banished him to back to Sicily. Where he wound up
after 11 years, but they missed the story where, think about it, if they were to bring him up or they were to do a story on her, you would know exactly how many women he was trafficking. That's what got him the record. They had to do the newspaper to say it's racketeering. But remember, Dewey could not get it. If you go and look in that story, that her grandson wrote a book. It's called Invisible, right? Stephen, what's his name? Carter, Stephen Carter. He was a Yale professor. So he wrote the book called Invisible, where he tell the story about how what his mom and stuff went through. I mean, his grandmama went through, and it was dedicated to her.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, it's deep, man. Like I said, I'm gonna play it back so you can hear it again. But she's the first black woman to ever be a lawyer in Manhattan, and she's the first black prosecuting attorney that she was assistant prosecutor attorney to Dewey. Dewey got all the stuff. You know what I'm saying? He got all the limelight, but he wouldn't have been able to do that without her. And if you look at it, if you go and Google it, they said they credited her with the key facts to lock your boy Luciano. That's why they never spoke on it, why he did it. That's why they used the racketeering charges. But the racketeering charge on that time, they couldn't stick, but the sexual trafficking did.
Yeah, no, sexual trafficking definitely stuck. That's what got him, sexual trafficking.
Yep, that's what got him. So we'll run this back, and then we're going to also keep building on this C.R. Patterson Ford. I appreciate you coming in, Born. No Salute to you.
Salute, bro.
Charles Lucky Luciano was a real godfather, a gangster who helped organize the 5 families of organized crime into a syndicate. He was a tough guy, but Eunice Carter was tougher. Born in Atlanta in 1899, her family moved to New York after the 1906 race riots. She studied social work at Smith College, earning a bachelor's and master's degree in social work before becoming the first black woman to earn a law degree from Fordham University. New York City Mayor Fiorella LaGuardia selected her as a prosecutor for the so-called Women's Court, prosecuting cases involving sex trafficking. She noticed that many women had the same lawyers and bail bondsmen, people connected to Lucky Luciano. As New York DA Thomas Dewey cracked down on organized crime, Carter built the case against Luciano by establishing that Luciano profited from sex trafficking by receiving kickback from these lawyers. It was difficult at the time to connect mob bosses to their criminal activities, but Carter succeeded in having Luciano convicted for racketeering. Luciano was sentenced to 30 years and served 11 before deportation to Italy. Miss Carter, however, continued law practice and community involvement, including the Pan-African Congress and the United Nations, until her death in 1970.
Salute to everybody coming in now. Just to, go ahead, break that down, boy.
Oh man, I said that's good. Yo, she the first black woman to get a degree, a law degree at Fordham University.
Yeah.
And she's a country girl, Southern Belle.
That's what I'm saying. So why my whole thing was earlier was the day was why the hell we worried about twerking? Why is it that? And then you think about it, they tried to make these Italian gangsters these big dogs. Man, the black folks back then, it was a lot of them. They weren't scared of them. They weren't fearing them. That she did her job and she still lived. She didn't get no relocation. She wasn't worried. And they made it look like Dewey, this white guy, was the one that took her down. He didn't even have nothing to do with it. He was just the boss.
But I'm gonna tell you so, Dude was also on the mob payroll too. A lot of people don't know that. He was taking money, but what got too heavy, he jumped out. He had money, he was taking money.
But you know what? If she probably would have watched, she would have got his ass, because like I said, they said she was cold-blooded, dog. She didn't play, and she was on it. They kept telling her it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work. And she was like, yeah, and that's why Dewey, out of the 20, he hired 23 people, 22 whites and 1 black, and she was the only black. He made her the assistant.
That's what's up.
That's crazy, ain't
it?
Yeah. So we're gonna run this one back about C.R. Patterson. Y'all hit that like button. 119 people, then hit that like button, and then I got an extra video to play off of that.
American to own and operate a car manufacturing business. Not new for Mr. Patterson was being a noteworthy first. While a student at Ohio State University, he became the first American to play on the school's football team. After college, he returned to Greenfield, Ohio in the late 1800s and joined his father in the family-owned horse-drawn carriage business, which later became C.R. Patterson and Sons. When his father died in 1910...
Hold on, I gotta go back, Born. See, this what confuses me. This part right here. That he's the first black, and he played in the late 1800s for Ohio State. I thought they couldn't play then.
Some colleges don't play, some colleges didn't.
Okay.
It was so,
but that's late.
He became the first African American to play on the school's football team. After college, he returned to Greenfield, Ohio in the late 1800s and joined his father in the family-owned horse-drawn carriage business, which later became
Cross.
R.PATTERSON. Father died in 1910. Mr.
Patterson. It looked like he passed for white though.
I'll pause. Hold on. Yep.
It looked like he passed for white, so that's why they were.
It could have been. It could. I mean, but you got to think about his daddy, didn't it? When you see the picture of his father. I mean, he might. A lot of them did that back then. A lot of them were yellow. You know that, especially on the East Coast. Like I did one other day about the Native American, and I told a lot of people don't know that when Jefferson did that peace treaty with the Indians, he pushed a lot of the blacks and the Indians towards Mississippi, to push that area out, to try to push, during that time. Like, a lot of people don't know that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Patterson took over the business. An astute entrepreneur, he recognized that the new horseless carriages presented his company with a golden chance to expand. Seizing this opportunity, he converted his company in the early 1900s from producing horse-drawn carriages to manufacturing automobiles and made 150 cars. In 1915, he became known for his Greenfield Patterson automobile that he produced in 2 styles, about $850. Those 2 styles competed with the popular Model T being manufactured by Henry Ford. Mr. Patterson's business became so that he made an even larger expansion and shifted to making buses and trucks. With his eye on the future, he created a steady customer base by building strong relationships with numerous school districts.
Now I got one more about this basically. Hold on. This like the part 2 of it. Y'all hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe.
School districts, which had begun to adopt the new mode of transportation. By 1921, the firm had been reorganized as the Greenfield Bus Company, which was capitalized for Greenfield Bus Body Company primarily manufactured and sold bus bodies to school boards in Southern Ohio, West Virginia, and Kentucky. The company also supplied bus bodies to the Ohio Transit Company, built and regional businesses. Greenfield's buses were built by Chevrolet, Dodge Brothers, Ford Motor Company, General Motors, and chassis. Although we did not have the capital to invest in the equipment needed to compete on a national scale, the Greenfield Bus Body Company survived the transition from the wood to the metal vehicle body construction. In addition to buses, the company also manufactured two-wheel trailers, hearses, moving vans, delivery trucks, and insulated bodies for hauling ice, milk, and meat. In 1932, I became ill and the company floundered. According to my family, the company's last big order was several 1936 GMC chassis buses built for the Haitian government. Production continued on a diminished scale until 1939. A lack of capital forced my family to relocate to Gallipolis, Ohio. The company changed its name to Gallia Body Company and operated a year before having to shut down. In later years, someone once asked my son, Pastel Patterson, "What happened to your grandfather's company?" He responded by saying, "Well, I guess Detroit got to be just too much for us."
That's crazy. So basically, he said your boy played him Ford because he was in competition with Ford at that time.
Yeah.
Damn, that's messed up. See how that shit? That's messed up, bro.
But they've been doing that, man. They've been doing that to the black people. Every time they invent they took over it.
Yep.
It's many things they took over. Like we talking about oh boy, invent electricity. Man.
Right.
Well, black man
exactly.
Made the light bulb.
Yep. Well, in that time, Benjamin Franklin, he had the patent. He owned all patents in the United States at the time, so you had to go through him. And a lot of that shit that was created, that's shit from other people. He didn't create shit. He just owned the building for them to put it out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's why I hate it, man. That's why I try to show people back then. It wasn't no people sitting around there scared of nobody. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said we more. I don't care what nobody say. We're more set behind than we are ahead. Because they done program us to make us think that back then it was no millionaires. Think about it. This woman, again, salute is honey. Think about it. This woman is a person that messed around and damn, at the end of the day, like this woman, like Eunice Carter, dog, she was the first. He was the first to play at Ohio State football. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true. Like, but you also understand, like I said, they probably didn't know he was black because he was real light complected, so he could have passed for white. From the picture that they showed, he could have passed for white. So that could have been what it was too.
It's true. That's true. That's just like that dude in when I did that one, the first black millionaire in Atlanta, the dude Alonzo Herndon. I did that the other day. That dude, his house is still there in Atlanta, but he's the first black millionaire back in the 1800s. He had a barber shop that was so big and beautiful. It was the best one in the United States. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of them. I've done a lot of them. Of these people that like the one in Ohio back in the 1800s, the first rich black person, and one of them was in Ohio in the 1800s, which was a 12-year-old girl, which name was Sarah Rector. She actually she had so much money because she owned land. Because back then when the treaty came, they gave land to black folks, Indians, and whoever these indigenous people is. But it was black people, Indians, and they all got 600 black people got at least 100 and some acres. And she had some at 12 years old, and she tried to sell it, couldn't sell it. The daddy lent it out to the oil company. It struck oil, and overnight she became the richest kid in the United States, and then she helped build Oklahoma. And they don't even talk about that shit. It says she had so much money back in the days, dog, they label her white. This was dark black little girl. Crazy. Yeah, man. Real talk.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. So yeah, I just try to give a little insight on to let people know, man, that everything ain't about, like yesterday, everything ain't about, no disrespect. It was King's Day, birthday, you know what I'm saying? And that's, you celebrate his birthday, but to go in and just say everything coming up on this history coming up this month is just about that. That's not what it is. Everybody tired of seeing niggas that slaves and tattered clothes and no shoes on and chains when it was folks that had money back then. Yeah, everybody want no damn slave.
But it was for we know for the remember the Black Wall Street in Oklahoma and the Black Wall Street in Durham, North Carolina, bro. So it was always money, but it was way more poor people with tattered clothes and shoes than was black people with money.
So no, not in that, but from that. But I'm saying maybe towards what up, Jay Smith, towards like maybe in the 1950s. But like I've been showing them. From the 1800s, there was a lot of black millionaires. When I say 18 to 1900s, was a lot of black folks, dog, that was millionaires. When I tell you, dog, like in this equation right now, it'll probably be equated. Yeah, they be in the top. It was a lot of them, but they try to act like being a millionaire was something back then. That's what it was. You see what I'm saying? Like people was getting money. Black folks, you got to remember, that's the way they looked at it. They was getting money. So it's just crazy now that we portray it and make it seem like it's hard. Like a lot of them couldn't even, some of them couldn't read. Like the one dude, he couldn't read. Let me see if I can pull one up for you. I'm gonna show you because I know you didn't see that one. Let's see. Let's try this one.
Time period, like the Indian Removal Act of 1830, for example.
Oh, that's Dane. Hold on. Let me play one. Bad guys. Let's see.
The real godfather.
Oh.
A gangster.
Nah, I might have got it erased off here. I was trying to see if I can find it to show you. What's this? 117 in the building. Hit that like button.
Time period, like the
No, that's Dane again. Dang, I'm trying to show you. Hold on, pardon everybody, pardon myself. Let's see. Let's try. Let's try this one.
Alonzo Herndon was born in 1858 in Social Circle, Georgia. He was the son of a plantation owner, and he stayed on the plantation after emancipation. He lived in the fields. He lived in a cabin with his mother and his brother Thomas. And he was able to become a sharecropper. From then, he decided to go into barbering, becoming an apprentice, and then opening up a series of barbershops here in Atlanta. The Crystal Palace was the most profitable one of the most immaculate barbershop bathhouses in the entire country. He had a full running operation with the barbershops and the bathhouses. He also purchased units of property in Vine City. He was able to establish Atlanta Life Insurance Company, which now sits on Auburn Avenue. Alonzo Herndon was very respected in both the colored communities and the white communities. However, his business was located on Peachtree Street, and as a result, they had to abide by the laws of that time. So he was unable to be serviced in his own barbershop. He was unable to go through the front entrance of his barbershop. Alonzo Herndon purchased a 1-acre lot in 1905, the property of the Herndon home. 10 black craftsmen were able to work on it and have it completed by January of 1910. The majority of the design that you see as you walk through the home was designed by Adrian. He met Adrian in church. He fell instantly in love with her beauty. Once they were married, he allowed her to have that independence of being a university professor. Adrian passed for Creole and changed her name to Anne Dubignon so she would be able to attend the Boston School of Expression. And of course, once people found out that she really was a woman of color and that she was Mrs. Herndon, she was basically banned from the stage. Alonzo was devastated when his wife died. He loved Adrian very much. Norris, Adrian and Alonzo's son, was devastated when she passed away. Alonzo had a lot of influence within the black community. Alonzo was the financial backer for the labor movement, which turned into the NAACP. Altogether, Alonzo had about 1 full year of formal school training. However, he was able to utilize different skills, different talents to advance and to get him where he was, the richest African-American man in the South. Alonzo passed away in 1927, leaving his second wife, Jessie, and his son, Norris. Norris went to Atlanta University for his undergraduate degree, and then he also went to Harvard School of Business for his graduate degree. Norris Herndon gave to the community, providing funds for civil rights activists from the Atlanta University Center. Norris did not have any children, nor did he get married. So as far as the group of Herndons who lived in the house, it pretty much ended there. The Herndons are considered success stories. The Herndon home is a tangible example of that success story and that struggle and achievement. It's just a tangible way to understand what type of hindrances they had to navigate through.
Yo, so did he have kids from his first wife?
Yeah, what now?
Did he have kids from his first wife?
He never remarried. That was the wife. She died.
The first wife died. The second one, he remarried to the second one and had one son by her. That's why I asked on his first marriage, did he have kids from her?
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't. Might not have had. Yeah, he might not have had.
Because they said it was the kids that lived in the house. He said he was the only kid that lived in the house. So his first kid was grown. You know what I'm saying? But maybe his son was gay. That's why he didn't marry no kids.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably back in the day, but the fact that he had the biggest barber shop, that shit crazy, dog. As I said, back then it was people that had money. I don't care what nobody say. Man, shit, that house is still there in Atlanta. Like, we're gonna take a trip to go there, but it's right there in Atlanta, and it's a 15-bedroom house, laid. You know, I've seen you go and Google. Yeah, you can go see it. It's part of history, and that's what I said. A lot of people don't even know that. You know that, boy. That's the thing about it. Most people living where they at don't know the history. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of history in every state.
Far stuff, yeah. I can't really show you some love. I had plenty of show already for 10:30.
Okay, all right.
Salute to y'all. Peace. I want to come and show you some love, man. Peace to the
already,
chat.
Man.
Appreciate y'all.
Already, man. Peace. Yes, there we go, man. So yeah, man, like I said, I just try to bring the content to y'all, man. 186 in the building, 220 in the building. Let's go. Yeah, man, we sitting here and we're talking about it. We're breaking it down. We just sitting here talking about, just building, man. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about the first black automobile owner, maker in the 1900s, which was C.R. Patterson. You see what I'm saying? C.R. Patterson was one of the, he was one of the biggest car makers, and he was actually in competition with Ford. He actually made the first motor propelled carriage, and Ford knew it was a problem. You know what I'm saying? So salute to everybody in here. 217 in the building. Let's go. We're gonna hit this and let's go. Hit that like button coming in here.
To own and operate a car manufacturing business. Not new for Mr. Patterson was being a noteworthy first. While a student at Ohio State University, he became the first African-American to play on the school's football team. After college, he returned to Greenfield, Ohio in the late 1800s and joined his father in the family-owned horse-drawn carriage business, which later became C.R. Patterson and Sons. When his father died in 1910, Mr. Patterson took over the business. An astute entrepreneur, he recognized that the new horseless carriages presented his company with a golden chance to expand. Seizing this opportunity, he converted his company in the early 1900s from producing horse-drawn carriages to manufacturing automobiles and made 150 cars. In 1915, he became known for his Greenfield Patterson automobile that he produced in two styles, each costing about $850. Those two styles competed with the popular Model T being manufactured by Henry Ford. Mr. Patterson's business became so profitable that he made an even larger expansion and shifted to making buses and trucks. With his eye on the future, he created a steady customer base by building strong relationships with numerous school districts.
Districts, which had begun to
Hit that like button, share the content, please.
as the Greenfield Bus Body Company, which was capitalized for $50,000. The Greenfield Bus Body Company primarily manufactured and sold bus bodies to school boards in southern Ohio, West Virginia, and Kentucky. The company also supplied bus bodies to the Ohio Transit Company and built small numbers of.
That's crazy. Started with $50,000. Started with a dream and 50 grand. And now he was, man, everywhere. Boy, I know Ford was mad as hell at him. He was actually jugging. And look, he had Ford people up in there working.
Of commercial bodies for local and regional businesses. Greenfield's buses were built on Chevrolet, Dodge Brothers, Ford Motor Company, General Motors, and International Truck Chassis. Although we did not have the capital to invest in the equipment needed to compete on the national scale, the Greenfield Bus Body Company survived the transition from the wood to the metal vehicle body construction. In addition to buses, the company also manufactured two-wheel trailers, hearses, moving vans, delivery trucks, and insulated bodies for hauling ice, milk, and meat. In 1932, I became ill and the company floundered. According to my family, the company's last big order was several 1936 GMC chassis buses built for the Haitian government. Production continued on a diminished scale until 1939. A lack of capital forced my family to relocate to Gallipolis, Ohio. The company changed its name to Gallia Body Company and operated a year before having to shut down. In later years, someone once asked my son, Pastel Patterson, "What happened to your grandfather's company?" He responded by saying, "Well, I guess Detroit was too much for us."
Man, that's messed up, man. It's messed up that he didn't have the capital to go national. If he had went national, think about it. So therefore, your boy Ford, he probably figured that shit out, and he probably said, shit, let me go ahead and get all this money together so I can go ahead and take him under. Once he figured he could go where he wanted to go, and then he ended up he actually was using the chassis That shit crazy. Listen, he was using the chassis from everybody. So everybody was eating off him. So he really could have made more money. But they was eating off him and they still wanted to take him out. Man, that shit crazy how that shit worked. I don't know. I just think that's be crazy sometimes. Like he had the chastity. Let me just go back. He had the chastity for it. Right here.
An international truck chassis. Though we had capital to invest in the equipment needed to compete on a national scale, Greenfield Bus Body Company survived the transition from the wood to the metal vehicle body. In addition to buses, the company also manufactured two-wheel trailers, hearses, needed to compete on a national scale. Greenfield Bus Body were built on several bodies to the Ohio Transit Company and built small numbers of commercial bodies for local and regional businesses. Greenfield's buses were built on Chevrolet, Dodge Brothers, Ford Motor Company, General Motors, and International Truck Chassis. Although we did not have the capital to invest in the equipment needed to compete on a national scale, Greenfield Bus Body Company survived the transition from the wood to the metal vehicle body construction.
That's the crazy part.
In addition to buses,
y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? They said they couldn't compete. They were competing. Everybody was eating off them. It was buying from everybody. They was the only one not bad. They probably was the only one not probably people had. They buying from everybody, dog, and didn't have enough capital, dog. Like that's messed up. They probably was hating the fact that that man was able to buy that and then convert and build like he built, and he didn't need to help the body of it. He was going off the body. But I wish he had to went in and learn how to. Somebody should have like created the chassis so they can help it. So that's all he needed was to have that part. He could do everything. Damn, that's crazy.
The company also manufactured two-wheel trailers, hearses, moving vans, delivery trucks, and insulated bodies for hauling ice, milk, and meat. In 1932, I became ill.
So he built also, he ended up learning how to build milk trucks and stuff. You know, and ice trucks. You got to keep that. You got to build that so it can have to keep the ice cool. So a refrigerated one.
And the company floundered. According to my family, the company's last big order was several 1936 GMC chassis buses built for the Haitian government. Production continued on a diminished scale until 19...
Yeah, when you sit back and think about that, for the Haitian government, yeah, they was mad. He was everywhere. That's what it was. They didn't like the fact that he probably was dealing in other countries too, and especially dealing with the Haitians. One big order, that's messed up. They probably, after that big order went through, they shut him down. He had to go. Think about how much of a hustler he was. The fact that they basically was probably trying to blackball him there, and he said, man, forget it. I'll just go out this way. I can go get this money, and they probably stopped that. That's crazy. Now you ask yourself why they probably tried to stop a lot of foreign trade.
...1939. A lack of capital forced my family to relocate to Gallipolis, Ohio. The company changed its name to Gallia Body Company and operated a year before having to shut down.
And the reason why the Gallia Body Company, that was meant for it to run it down in the ground any damn way. That company came in there, that was some Ford shit. They came in there to buy it out and then run it down in the ground. After a year, like somebody came in and said they can rechange it. Why would you buy something? That's a tax write-off. Why would you buy something to run it down in the ground and not work? That's straight. That was straight business move. That was business move 101. They ain't worth a damn on that.
In later years, someone once asked my son, Pastel Patterson, what happened to your grandfather's company? He responded by saying, well, I guess Detroit got to be just too much for us.
And it said it in an honorable way. He didn't want to say it like, yeah, they got me. They played me. They ran him down. They cut him off. They cut him off from his supplies so he couldn't make the major orders, the local orders. Then they said, okay, they came in, bought him at a low price because he was already losing money, and then bought that company to turn around to run that. Whoever bought his company was designed to run his company to the ground so that company looks bad and Ford would look good at the end of the day, which they was able to go cross seas after they stopped them. Then they end up still going overseas. That's kind of messed up. That's kind of foul, yo. Straight up. I ain't gonna lie. 2020 hindsight, that's kind of messed up. We're gonna run this back one more time. What up, Shay? Shay, we just sitting here just building as usual. We're sitting here talking about in Ohio, C.R. Patterson. You know what I'm saying? Frederick Douglass Patterson back in 1900s. He's the first black automobile owner and maker. He actually was in competition with Ford, and Ford kind of played him. Yeah, Ford played him. You know what I'm saying? He helped manufacture what is called the Greenfield buses and stuff like that. And they kind of played him. So salute to Shay. I just said I was going to play this. So Shay, I'm gonna run it back for you, Shay, before we get out. You know what I'm saying? Smoke a lot in the building. Okay. Yeah, black information to the, yeah, I feel you. Yeah, you already know. Yeah, the Black in Charge, Black Information Channel. Yeah, we already there. So yeah, Smoke a Lot. I was just breaking this down and letting everybody know, you know what I'm saying? This is about the first black automobile owner and maker in the 1900s. This guy is Frederick Douglass Patterson. His father founded C.R. Patterson and Sons. He basically was in competition at that time with Ford, and Ford knew that, right? So, but he was out of Ohio, but he did a bunch of stuff. But I'm gonna let y'all watch this. Salute the people coming in. Hit that like button, comment in the bottom, subscribe, share.
American to own and operate a car manufacturing business. Not new for Mr. Patterson was being a noteworthy first. While a student at Ohio State University, he became the first African American to play on the school's football team. After college, he returned to Greenfield, Ohio in the late 1800s and joined his father in the family-owned horse-drawn carriage business, which later became C.R. Patterson and Sons. When his father died in 1910, Mr. Patterson took over the business. An astute entrepreneur, he recognized that the new horseless carriages presented his company with a golden chance to expand. Seizing this opportunity, he converted his company in the early 1900s from producing horse-drawn carriages to manufacturing automobiles and made 150 cars. In 1915, he became known for his Greenfield Patterson automobile that he produced in two styles, each costing about $850. Those two styles competed with the popular Model T being manufactured by Henry Ford. Mr. Patterson's business became so profitable that he made an even larger expansion and shifted to making buses and trucks. With his eye on the future, he created a steady customer base by building strong relationships with numerous school districts.
Salute, John. Yeah, we just sitting here building. We're talking about the first black automobile owner. For Shay, you see that? So he was actually in cahoots. So I'm going to give you this one right here with this video. This to back up, basically telling you how my man had all this stuff. He started with $50,000, right? And he invested into this busing business and stuff. He bought the chassis from every other car dealer owner, right? But they still end up trying to play him. One of his last biggest orders was in Haiti. And after that, yeah, Cuba, South America. Yeah. So we're going to run this back. Check this out.
Bodies for local school districts which had begun to adopt the new mode of transportation. By 1921, the firm had been reorganized as the Greenfield Bus Body Company, which was capitalized for $50,000. The Greenfield Bus Body Company primarily manufactured and sold bus bodies to school boards in Southern Ohio, West Virginia, and Kentucky. The company also supplied bus bodies to the Ohio Transit Company and built small numbers of commercial bodies for local and regional businesses. Greenfield's buses were built on Chevrolet, Dodge Brothers, Ford Motor Company, General Motors, and International Truck Chassis. Although we did not have the capital to invest in the equipment needed to compete on a national scale, the Greenfield Bus Body Company survived the transition from the wood to the vehicle construction. In addition to buses, the company also manufactured two-wheel trailers, hearses, moving vans, delivery trucks, and insulated bodies for hauling ice, milk, and meat. In 1932, I became ill and the company floundered. According to my family, the company's last big order was several 1936 GMC chassis buses built for the Haitian government. Production continued on a diminished scale until 1939. A lack of capital forced my family to relocate to Gallipolis, Ohio. The company changed its name to Gallia Body Company and operated a year before having to shut down. In later years, someone once asked my son, Pastel Patterson, "What happened to your grandfather's company?" He responded by saying, "Well, I guess Detroit got to be just too much for us."
Yeah, so they end up playing him. That's why I said he was buying from everybody. Whoever invented the caboose is legendary engine for the train. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Man, you gotta know it's gotta be somebody close to what we know. That would be a good one. I'm gonna have to look that one up there, Smoke. I'm gonna go a little deep on that one too. But yeah, man, this one right here, man, is to salute again Frederick Douglass Patterson, for example, in the Midwest, man, in Ohio, him being the first black football player in Ohio State. Him also, man, like I said again, his father starting doing the carriages when your boy Ford was up there trying to do his thing. So the man's like, well, I can do it too. And then he reinvented or re-innovated, however you want to say it, his dad's carriages made it motorized. Y'all get a chance, y'all can go. I can't play those, but I wanted to show y'all because it's got the music and stuff in it. So, but y'all get a chance, y'all can check it out. Again, it shows you the actual carriage, the motorized carriage. And I think they got it to this day where you can see it. You know what I'm saying? So it's amazing to see it because, again, it's like crazy. A lot of stuff that they built back in the days still here. The ones that actually built stuff. Think about it. White House, everything. The people that built the stuff is still here. But now we got these cookie cutter houses and stuff like that because, again, people want to run game. So, again, I want to say, so 120 people, and hit that like button. Hit that like button before we get out of here. I want to say I appreciate everybody coming in here, everybody rocking with your boy, everybody showing love. We had a great bill tonight. I appreciate y'all showing me love. I appreciate y'all hitting that like button. I appreciate y'all just listening to the information I like to give out, man. Like I said, again, this is just information. This is stuff that I pull up. And again, if y'all really want to know, y'all go deep. And yeah, you start looking at it, man. Look at it for yourself. Take it for what it is, man. Don't take my word, but go look at it. Do the research. You know what I'm saying? Iron sharpens iron. So on that note, I'm going to get on up out of here, but I am going to do what I do. And I'm going to say I appreciate everybody coming in here, everybody in the chat, everybody, all the mods. Y'all keep doing your thing. People that came in on the panel, my man Bourne, y'all go check him out. He's live right now. So again, I'm going to say salute to everybody. Keep rocking. And on that note, let's get it.
Yeah, real shit, real life. Here we go. Hey, I feel like Cross. I'm a motherfucking boss. I got the drip, and you know I got the sauce. I tell these fuck ass niggas get lost. Coming through your chimney like I'm goddamn Santa Claus. Hey, 2023, and you know I rock my chain. Nigga, boy, I'm grown. I ain't tryna play no games. Doing what we want, and we shine so hard, make it hurt, nigga. Been the way that I am since birth, nigga. Tabernacle in the stream with a church, nigga. I'm chosen, I'm chosen. I be in front of the camera posing. You see that choker on my neck and it's frozen. Hey, 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 yeah, I'm chosen. I am not stressed. I passed the test. Look at my name. Look at my team. You know we gon' win. You know we gon' win. Until the end. You know what I get. Stone C, like my name is Mr. Smith. Niggas talking, but I know he ain't shit. Niggas talking, but I know he ain't shit. Run up on me, I'ma make you do flips. Do a bad flip. Niggas ain't cap like an actress. Auto for when niggas doing magic. Pull up on your mama and it's tragic. Damn. Woo, 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 hey, woo, 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 hey, hey, yeah, 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 hey. You can buy a watch, but you can't buy time. Every day I wake up, I'm on my grind. All that bullshit ain't on my mind. Don't need your help, my nigga, I'm fine. I'm real. Riding in my whip and I be changing the lane. Got my OG saying I be staying in they brain. Cause I'm going so dumb and I hopped in the game. Everything that I got came from excessive pain. Yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm a cross.